How many of us took naps today?
Man, I wish.
Yeah, what was it that was keeping you back from a burrito today, fanboy?
Oh, I just need to, like, save some cash.
Makes sense. If you would like, I would Venmo you burrito money on a Tuesday.
That seems like a dangerous precedent to set, so I will not. Venmo sent me like a fucking email that's like, "Hey, if you request money from friends, we'll give you $5." And I was like, "I'm not shaking my friends down for $5. The fuck?"
I mean, like, how? What is the level that they think like friendship is worth $5 to you?
What's life worth? Like $20?
What's it gonna take you to sell out your friends? $5? 10?
No, let's not offer 10. They might take it. $6.
Yeah. Let's not get too high. God. Alright, we got some ray tracing with Beef Not Afraid.
Beef not traced.
So for those of you who are some reason just joining us 3 weeks into the Ballad of Beef Not Afraid, here's Beef.
In the middle of the earth, in the wrong ballad.
Yes. We'll write up something that rhymes in the future for Beef. Or would Beef rhyming be like against the spirit of Beef Not Afraid?
You cannot comprehend the true nature of Beef Not Afraid's attack.
I like the idea of having to pray to make Beef Not Afraid go away. Welcome back to Metro City, where even the Roombas are trying to kill us. Oh, yeah, that's right, I'm DJ right now.
Hey DJ, turn it up.
Alright. So I've got to get on the subway to go to the Mike Hagar Memorial Stadium, which is... Mike Hagar is not dead, he just, like, it's in memorial of some time he, like, you know, jump kicked the dude.
Yeah. Listen, I would want to memorialize that too.
Like, he has got some good flying kicks. Is this a fob place? Or no, quarter pound patty met whole avocado. What? Oh, apparently we're on Beat Street. I can't believe we're missing Beat for right now.
Can you buy food items to act as power-ups?
Yeah, absolutely. Because they started the game with that like hot dog vendor that I beat up. And it was like, you can get some power-ups for him. And I'm like, no, I'm going to punch him in the face. I just love that Beef Not Afraid looks like Beef Not Afraid, and the Mad Gear guys are like, yeah, we're gonna fight her.
I'm gonna go for this. Nothing could go wrong.
Well, they are not afraid.
It's true. It's Bilbo.
Beef Not Afraid kind of looks like she, like with the leather jacket. I'm getting the mental image of she was in a biking accident of some kind that may have led to this.
I don't feel like that explains most of this.
It explains why she skipped leg day.
I mean, yeah, but...
She spent a lot of time working on her upper body.
Not much else.
So, has anybody ever tried to figure out, like, is Metro City supposed to just map to New York, or is it, like, in the lore, like, much closer to some other legitimate city?
So there's, like, a Statue of Liberty in the background of Final Fight, but the map shows that it's on, like, the West Coast.
Of course.
So, I mean, who fucking knows? It's Big City America, USA.
Big City America. I just love that it's got its own Statue of Liberty.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Metro City saw that and was like, yeah, we can get us one of those. The people have spoken.
I mean, they probably just petitioned France, and France is just like, sure.
Well, now I'm just imagining fucking Metro City in the 1800s, and that's very difficult.
I mean, do you think there's a guy with like a fabulous mustache piling driving people?
Yes.
Right.
I guess we just got like submissions as a concept.
Okay, I can explain.
How asleep
didn't
were
ask.
Very, actually.
I knew
Look.
it.
Completely dead to the world. Look, it's been a stressful week, okay? You shut up. Good night, hater.
It's Tuesday. I'm sorry, just getting on the subway, I get the message, do your best to survive. I guess this is just how Metro City subways work.
I mean, how else would they work?
It's a fight-based universe.
I don't know what else you would have expected of them.
I love that, like, you're beating up Mr. Businessman, and, like, behind you, you have a breakdancing cardboard box cultist. This, I'm all
It's a
caught up.
Christmas and Easter thing.
Ah,
So there's a poster in the background, I don't know if you can see it, that says, Subway for everyone, seating for everyone, and it's got a picture of 2P, Poison, and Andor on it.
That's
Where'd you
awesome.
go? Whoever.
Andori wins. I believe his full name is Hugo Andor.
Hugo Andor. I don't know the lore, but I've always gotten the impression that Hugo and Poison are like really good friends. Like they see each other all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean she's his manager in the Pro Wrestling Federation.
And I always
there
got
we
the
go,
impression
okay.
that like it was because Poison was involved with Mad Gear and like they got along during that, and it was kind of like, hey, you know what we
Yeah.
could do together?
Yeah, they knew each other from that, and remained friends afterwards. I feel like the best description of it is they were in the same violent street gang, and I just didn't stop. Found something better to do with their lives. Also, wow, you just ate shit.
Yeah, I wasn't
great job.
expecting one of these random cultists to have a freaking fireball.
Wow. Scrub.
I mean, like
Not
this
reasoning.
is a world where fireballs are just a thing some people have.
Oh,
Like,
good. I
anybody
got
could throw a fireball
a
if they
Mega
put
Man
enough out.
calendar.
Yeah. Also, hi, Jeannie. I haven't said hi to you yet, I don't think.
Maybe. Don't worry, I slept in a little bit too.
Excellent. Good to know.
Welcome to Sleepy Streams.
Look, I have a very good reason for being tired. It's tiring. Life is difficult.
I have a very good reason. Life.
Yeah. Fuck you up from me.
I'm beating up killer car salesmen. Yeah, if at any point during the stream I need to pause because it has finally started raining and I need to close all the windows, just warning that might happen. It's been cloudy and windy all day, and I keep waiting for it to rain, but it might not actually happen. I don't think it's actually predicted. But... Subway for everyone, seating for everyone. So with the exception of the DLC that we already know about, who's everyone's most requested Street Fighter 6 character?
Probably Makoto.
No, that would be a good one. She didn't wind up being in 5, right?
She was not in 5, and there's references to her dojo in World Tour. So I wouldn't put it outside the realm of possibility that we end up seeing her.
Was she any good in 4? I mean, I remember her well in 3.
She is, in her debut game, the worst character in Super Street Fighter 4. But she does get progressively better in each version, to the point where by the last one she's pretty good.
Glad to see that she showed improvement.
Yeah, her entire playstyle did not sit super well in the 4 engine, and yeah, that debut version of her is not great, sadly.
This is Urban Park. Urban Park Station.
Was Lena any good in Street Fighter 4?
Elena, she is the best character in USF4.
Nice.
Potentially tied with a couple of others, but generally held as top tier for very irritating reasons. She's got bad hitboxes, and her healing special being something that she's guaranteed essentially to get every round is just kind of obnoxious.
It solves problems for her.
Part of the reason that SF4, by end of life, people were kind of sick of it was that it became steadily over its lifetime a more and more defense-focused game. It's a lot of characters who kind of, they would sort of poke at the opponent, and like there'd be a lot of jockeying back and forth for screen position without a lot of actually things happening. And
hey, shut up! We're getting a retrospective on Mike Hagar.
Okay.
Apparently, footage of Mike Hagar is just provided by Final Fight 1.
As you do.
Metro City's greatest mayor, as measured by volume.
There are like 3 different ways to interpret that statement, and I'm trying to come to a conclusion as to which one.
Go on.
All right, well, there's by volume, as in volume of time spent as mayor. There's by volume as volume of, like, basically the displacement of space Hagar takes. And as an extremely large man, he has an extremely large amount of volume. And then there's, like, by volume of mayor greatness. So maybe he was like a shitty mayor in some regards, but he did a lot of other stuff great. So he is my greatest mayor by sheer volume.
I mean, I would also accept by loudness.
That too.
When you are slamming a man into the cement with a spinning pile driver.
This fully decanonizes an aspect of Final Fight Streetwise that was always quite distasteful, which implied that Hagar had left the office of mayor in some degree of disgrace.
I mean, I got the impression that it was in Final Fight Streetwise. I got the impression that it wasn't so much disgrace; it was that he beat up every hood in the entire neighborhood, and it somehow didn't make anything better, and he kind of got sad about that.
Streetwise is a very off-putting game for.
I love that there were signs over there that said Street Fighter, advertising something happening in an arena, which is just what.
Well, I'm going to that arena.
That's the name of the tournament, surely.
If it's in an arena, it's not in the street.
Wow, you just assaulted that man while he was buying a hot dog or something.
He was standing in line, okay? I didn't want there to be a line anymore. Kick. Yeah. I wanted to go up to the street. Wait, now there's another person in line. God damn it.
See what you've done. You've made it seem like whatever's here is worth fighting for.
Okay, so the logo for the Street Fighter tournament is like a combination of Street Fighter and Final Fight, which is, I don't know how to feel about that.
I think it's great.
Street Final Fighter.
Final Street
Hey.
Fighter.
It's a fake Ken. I'm gonna fight him.
Wait, there's a Ken impersonator? Like,
There are impersonators of a lot of people.
I'm just imagining, like,
No, you're about to see him. Yep, that is just
my
a-
God.
You don't have to imagine anymore.
That guy's not bad as far as fake Kens go. Like,
Oh, yeah.
His
absolutely
guts plays
see him.
up on point.
Yeah, you can absolutely see him, like, winning a cosplay contest or something.
Winning the Ken lookalike contest.
Yeah.
I mean, this is hosted by the Masters Foundation, which is either currently owned by Ken or just has been swiped by JP.
I thought Ken in this game was, like, on the run from the law. Everybody was making
JP's
posts.
machinations.
Everyone was making posts about how she took the fucking kids, Ryu, which made me very sad. But it seems like that wasn't the case, which makes me happy.
Yeah, he's still on good terms with his wife and kid.
Okay, excellent. I would have been devastated for that, not true.
Now then. Hey.
I just
Remember
every
Street Fighter 89?
just every time I see Beef's jacket conform to her weird ass arms, I'm just laugh. Like she's got like kind of weird chicken wings.
Yeah.
Look, she put the jacket on. She'll never be able to take it off, but that's okay. She doesn't need to. Part of her now.
I love the PS2 ass like request that you walk around the stadium and find and punch everybody who you have to do for the preliminaries. It's like go beat up random people. Hopefully they're related to this.
Oh, sweet! I did find the. I can see the like people do have good quality scans of the marquee advertising Final Fight as Street Fighter 89.
Oh,
I mean, it is kind of funny that I would say that Final Fight and Street Fighter would make more sense if they both swap names.
Yeah.
There's so many Street Fighters, and we've actually run out of Final Fights. So, remember Final Fight Tough?
no.
No.
That's Final Fight
That's a
3. It's
fighter?
a Japanese name.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
The NES one, Mighty Final Fight's very cute, though.
I heard that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd like 3 better than 2.
Oh, three's actually quite good. Also, it has that weird mode where you can have the fucking Super Nintendo control a second character, which is asking a lot of the poor machine, but they made it happen.
Beef Not Afraid versus Wyatt.
Wyatt.
You tried desperately to assault this man.
he was good. He's like, I did like a whole spinning kick and I got nowhere with it.
He parried that shit.
Unfortunately, once we're actually
I love
fighting-
that in Street Fighter World, literally anybody is capable of a frame perfect parry.
Listen, it's so much easier to parry in Street Fighter 6 than it was in 3. The tech has gotten so much more advanced.
I mean, I have to say, as somebody who basically, like, I understand part of the reason, like, Street Fighter 3 wasn't, like, Street Fighter 2, so to speak, was that I could read about parrying in GamePro, and I could have 1,000 basketballs thrown at me, but I still had no idea what the game wanted me to do. Like, it took me a long-ass time to figure out parrying.
The thing that's extremely fucked up about parrying is that, like, to a new player, it sounds like a defensive mechanic. Like, oh, I can stop from taking chip damage. And the answer is that no, it is a mechanic to say, fuck you, and steal your turn back.
Yeah, no, that's 100% accurate.
And that gets more horrifying actually when you start by blocking and then red parry something.
I mean, just in general, like, complete with the bonus stage where you were supposed to, like, test your parrying or whatever. I just could not understand it. I don't think I've ever successfully parried on an actual arcade machine. I think I only ever did it after eventually getting it home and being like, oh, this is what you're supposed to be doing.
I don't think I've ever actually seen a Street Fighter 3 arcade machine in the wild.
No, never have.
Really? Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, I live in what I would what is absolutely a tourism area. So I have I still, to this very moment, could go up to an arcade right now and go to an actual arcade in the year 2023. And that very same arcade did have Street Fighter 3 back in the day.
Yeah, we didn't have that at the Oregon suburbs. That was not an option.
I can believe that. But yeah, no, I kind of take it for granted that, like, some of the quote-unquote later event games I still got, like, also around Street Fighter 3, I remember being very popular at the time was Police 911. Did you guys ever play that?
Oh, that's such an expensive cab. What the fuck? I've seen it.
Yes.
I've never played it.
I don't think I've ever seen one.
I mean, it was basically a Wii game before the Wii ever existed. The whole deal was that it was a shooting game that you could literally duck out of the way and, of course,
like more complicated and expensive Time Crisis.
Yes. But the cool thing was that, like, literally, like, the whole ducking out of the way really did make you, like...
There's, like, a sensor.
Yeah. It really made you feel, like, active while doing it. But, oh my god, that thing probably made, like, hundreds of dollars at the local arcade. Aw. Metro City dedicates a statue of Mayor Mike Hagar to honor him and those who stood with him against the corruption that long took hold of our city. The city commemorates the efforts of the people who helped fight crime and corruption to ensure that all citizens can live safe, secured lives. The design was chosen by the people of Metro City. And now I'm going to literally spinning kick somebody in front of the statue.
I just appreciate that there's just dudes hanging out in front of it to pose in front of it.
Well, I mean, there obviously would be.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
like, that's them being correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's like with the statue of Rocky in Philadelphia.
Yep.
I like how you were going for the giant posing guy and you just ended up hitting a businessman.
We all in high spirits?
I mean, that's what happens when you stand next to a giant posing guy.
Also, you look like you're wearing a pair of bananas.
Yes, obviously.
Alright, I just clicked back, and it looks like you literally tried to spinning bird kick a dude, and he not only did not respond, but immediately just greeted you friendly. That tells me you fucked up bad. This is how a guy looks at you right before the entire mafia comes out like the back room with guns.
I mean, oddly enough, this guy kind of reminds me of Piston Honda to look at him.
See a little bit in the
Yeah, I can
face.
see it. Yeah, I see those levels.
A very square-faced gentleman.
Yeah. He's like... Okay, I don't know how this joke's gonna land, but he's like Antonio Inoki, but from Michigan.
Yeah,
I
he
can buy
does
it.
seem like he's definitely meant to evoke a bit of Inoki in him.
Yeah.
But for Michigan.
Yeah. I can't explain why Michigan specifically, but you get it, right? You can see it.
I gotcha.
Yeah, I can see that.
Remember beloved Air Guy's character Dasher Inoba?
Beloved
Every-
air guys.
That would imply I remember any of the Air Guys characters other than fantasy characters.
I can't believe you would forget Ken God Hand Mishima.
I feel like air guys existed explicitly so that people could say that game with Cloud in it.
No, not the one he's from.
Yes, of course. Kingdom Hearts. Source
Please.
of beloved character Cloud.
Please
Snowboarding
enjoy.
game.
Please enjoy this image of Dasher Inoba.
I'm gonna look at this image of Dash. My God, that is a
What a
render.
render.
That is a beautiful render.
Is that? Are we talking about the character that might be related to the other Mishimas?
Oh, wow.
Ken Godhand Mishima is different from Dash Renova. Although it was funny that eventually I believe they had to officially decanonize Ken Godhand Mishima.
Officially. There was a
By which I
ceremony
mean-
and everything.
By which I mean I think someone asked fucking what's the Tekken man Harada on Twitter about him, and he was like, he doesn't count.
It's a screwed up family tree to begin with.
Have you considered that God may bless the ring one day?
God bless her. You know, it's kind of funny. I'm be talking about this on the site, but I think of any game that I covered for my website as something I've played vaguely recently. But at this point now, I
was only
started the
10 years
website
old.
like 8 years ago. So guess what? It's been a while since I played that game.
Getting important air guys out. Air guys art into the general thread.
Of course.
Gaze beat. Gaze.
I love how people actually use the general thread to discuss things, like, you know, on a
And then we
day-to-day
do this
basis.
shit to it.
And
Like,
then, like,
generally?
and then, like, on random evenings, we all just get on this call and fill it with the most unthinkable bullshit.
Sometimes it is touched by the hand of God hand.
That is an incredible sentence. I feel like that sentence could not be written by a native English speaker, but it is a pure English sentiment.
When are they going to finally make a crossover fighting game that is every fighting game, or with one character representing each game that has ever existed?
It's just Smash Bros.
Yeah, but no, better. Like, get freaking characters from, like, you know, World Fighters fighting World.
Are you thinking World Heroes, or...?
I think World Fighters is something.
It might be, but I don't care about that.
Which one had Karnov? That was
World Heroes. No, not
No.
World Heroes. Fighter's History.
Fighter's History, yeah.
Fighter's History Dynamite, I should say. Balloon!
Alone.
World Heroes technically had Goku in it.
World Heroes had a lot of things. It had Doc Brown in it.
Also had Joan of Arc, which means that we could, like, make it a Clone High
Fate?
crossover.
Oh, I was going to say making it a Fate crossover.
Also
It's even
possible.
worse. I hate it.
I mean, Fate has actually had some decent fighting games.
I don't care.
No, I will say, I don't remember if it was the PSP or the Vita. It was one of the.
You're gonna be like the
portables.
one human being sticking up for goddamn fucking Fate Tiger Coliseum.
Yeah, that might be it. No, I think Tiger Coliseum was
Hate
the
this
lousy
shit.
one. There was one that was like a straight up like
Fate
3D
Unlimited
fighting.
Codes. Unlimited Codes or some shit.
Yeah, because there was one where it was like basically like, you know, Tekken style, and it was a lot of fun. I think Fighting Coliseum was more like action.
No, not
platform.
Fighting Coliseum, Tiger Coliseum.
Oh, my bad. I can't get over there.
Oh, I had a network error. I had to reload the player. There we go.
Yeah, it's been crashing on me, too.
Probably a Twitch thing.
Yeah. Well, it's been crashing on my Xbox player, but not on my tablet. I gotta open on a tablet just in case we need to mod somebody.
That makes sense.
In case somebody actually speaks in the chat.
Well, in case a bot speaks.
Pete, post some song lyrics. Oh no, he's been kidnapped.
They... God, no, I'm just thinking about really bad fighting games. How do you feel about Gasp Fighter's next stream?
But that one, I have no idea.
That one's called Deadly Arts in English, or in the US, and that name is so much lamer than Gasp Fighter's next stream.
Deadly Art
Yes.
sounds familiar somehow.
Deadly Arts is like an N64 game, but it's basically the worst thing you've ever played in your life.
A terrible N64 fighter? Get out of here.
Listen, there's like 2 good ones, and then there's like a dozen really, really, really bad ones. So you end up having to like say like, oh, is it the bad one that looks cool, or is it the bad one that's super racist, or is it the bad one that has an RPG mode? There's a lot of options. And they're
If
all
memory
bad.
serves, the one that had an RPG mode at least was like not terrible in my opinion.
Flying Dragon.
I want to say yes. There was one that had a very decent character creator for N64 era.
I would guess that was also probably Flying Dragon. That was made by Culture Brain, and they tended to make weird things.
As you do.
They made Magic of Scheherazade back on the NES, so...
I remember hearing about that game.
Yeah, they made a lot of things that are part RPG in the weirdest way they could imagine. See also the Ninja Boy franchise, which I think...
Oh, like Super Ninja Boy.
Yeah, like Super Ninja Boy.
God.
I think in Japan that was called Super Chinese, which was... Many questions.
I was about to say,
mean-
not a great choice.
That's not the best choice now.
They had a game called Super Chinese and a game called Super Arabian. Super Arabian might have been Data East, though.
Decisions were made.
Super Arabian was because it was an update of an arcade game just called Arabian.
You know, Super Ninja Boy was like a weird mix of beat 'em up and RPG, if memory serves.
Yeah, it's also co-op. It's really
I was
weird.
gonna say, the important thing was 2-player, and I played it on a rental with a friend.
Yeah, I played it with my brother. Oh no, wait, Super Arabian was Sunsoft, that's it. But yeah, that game's really, really goddamn weird because it has like overworld segments that are like Final Fantasy style and like town segments like that bleed into dungeons that are 2D platformer styled, but with random battles that are like beat 'em up styled, and then occasionally boss fights that are traditional RPG styled.
Wow.
It is a very confused mess of genres.
Yeah, the RPG style boss fights were 100% my sticking point.
They're bafflingly hard for some reason.
Yeah, no, and it was the kind of thing where since there were, if memory serves, and this is like completely off the top of my head, but I think there were the action segments were like you could beat them and you could be a complete idiot. And but like as long as you had the ability to play an action game, you were going to pull that off. But then the RPG portions were heavily weighted on whether or not you had leveled up. So that caused problems.
It's a very strange game. Also, the 2 ninjas are named Ryu and Jack, which is just kind of weird.
just something that happens.
It's a very strange game. There's a lot of very strange dialogue. It's charming. It's not good, but it's weird. I was exposing some friends last night to the weird early PS2 RPG Okage Shadow King. That feels like something
now
out
see,
of
there's a
Alphabet.
Oh, yeah. That's a PS2 era launch game, if I remember correctly.
It's like fall of 2001. It's very strange. It's charming. It's not amazing, but it's very charming. Evil fucking Demon King Stanley Hi-Hat Trinidad the 14th. I had forgotten his full name. That was a fun surprise.
Okay, so can I get to where I want to go here? Marked on my thing. Oh, so I decided that Beef Not Afraid needed to be wearing jorts.
Obviously, Beef Not Afraid wears jorts.
You can tell how much the only people who played this stole that fucking name for social media accounts, because the only things I'm finding when searching Stanley Hi-Hat Trinidad the 14th is like an abandoned Facebook profile and an abandoned live journal.
What? I don't. I can't.
An abandoned live journal.
I just fucking woke up. It's too early for this shit.
Is all of Live Journal abandoned, or is that for real?
No, it's not. It's still owned by some weird Russian oligarch.
Oh, right. I remember reading about that and going, "Oh my, that's
Yes.
bad."
It's not ideal. Let's see.
Okay, so I need to wait for it to be night? Does that mean I have to, like...
God, what other horrible early PS2? You can wait for night by going to your apartment and
Yeah, but
sleep.
does that mean I need to take the subway back?
I don't know. What's the other thing I was going to say?
I have the ability to fly anywhere in the world through a menu, but apparently I have to take the subway to go across town.
Listen, there are fast travel points within Metro City if you've been finding them.
That is one beautiful elephant. You see that elephant in the park, and you're just like, "Damn, that's quite the elephant."
Yeah, I
Now
was
fight
showing
those boxes.
I was showing shitty early PS2 games to people who had not kept track of them with dutiful care as I did.
What early PS2 game would you tell me about, fanboy? What would be the early PS2 game you would recommend I learn about?
What's a beat early PS2 game?
I mean, I had a PS2 and I do enjoy many PS2 games.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about like what's something you would not have played, but that knowing would bring you joy.
You're doing this proper. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm sitting
Hi,
here
Calsco.
agitating. Oh, hey, Calistro. God, there's that. Let me see if I can find what this ended up actually getting released as.
Hey, Calscrub, you're muted if you didn't already know that.
That's just Calscrub. Every single time he joins,
Not every single time.
he's silent. Every single time. I've never seen you not.
Look, this is like the first time that I, like, in like 2 months that that I have come in muted, I think.
Okay, yeah. Let me see.
Hey, I found that guy from Final Fantasy, Final Fight 2.
So this game would have been an early PS2 release if it weren't for the fact, or at least an earlier one. It was delayed like 6 months, not
Hey,
because
Carlos.
Yeah.
it was delayed by 6 months, not because it wasn't finished, but because its entire premise was blowing up skyscrapers, and it was set to come out in like September of 2001.
Okay, like, I get. All right. When I was in college, one of the teachers showed Fight Club. It was a psychology class. It was he actually made it relevant. It was very impressive. But he was talking about how it's interesting how context makes people react to this movie differently. He said he showed it in 2000, and he says when he showed it in 2000, all the students were like hooting and hollering and screaming, "Yeah!" when the towers all blew up at the end. And then he showed it in 2001, and the room was dead silent. It got too real.
Yeah, you're getting your ass beat for the record.
Carlos has this move where he uses his special move from Final Fight 2, and I'm screwed.
Oh yeah, no, I noticed. But yeah,
Damn, you got sorted.
You just
sorted a lot.
you just got fucking destroyed by Fabio over here. You gonna take that?
Yes.
but yeah, the English version of this game, or at least the American version of this game, was canceled outright. in Europe, it finally limped out in 2004.
That's a while.
Yeah, it was finished in 2001. In Japan, they were able to get it out in like March of '02, but they did not talk about it much.
In
It was
PlayStation years, that's forever.
yeah, it was Buire Baku, and in Europe it was called Detonator. But yeah, they just like the second that game was the second that happened, they were just suddenly very uninterested in promoting that game in any fashion.
Suddenly.
It suddenly seemed very tasteless at the time. So we had that joy. And I was thinking about like really like the early PS2. One of my favorite things that would come out at that time were games that were like they were still using like N64 and PS1 style rendering techniques. They had these gigantic environments that were just all like these really simple textures that just stretched on in every direction. And it's just like, and like the only thing that kept them rendering acceptably was distance fog. And it's like that aesthetic is still very enchanting to me.
Distance fog is enchanting.
Not specifically distance fog, but giant swaths of nothing, but very low detail textures that just stretch out in every direction, only hindered by distance fog. Get your Smuggler's Runs, your ATV Off-Road Furies, that sort of thing. I'm sure that those are useful touch points for everyone involved.
Yeah, of course.
Who doesn't
ATV Fury, I remember being a rental.
I vaguely remember Smuggler's Run.
Yep. Known for being infuriated. Made by the future Rockstar San Diego.
Oh, there you go.
For some reason, all I can think of, making the Kessel Run in 4 parsecs or whatever.
Not so much. That's Star Wars Starfighter, thank you very much. It's weird that we were still getting games that were ostensibly Star Wars Episode 1 tie-ins in like mid-2001. It just kept going. Fucking Star Wars Super Bombad Racing. Surely the children will still love it.
Wait, hold on. When did Episode 1 come out?
Like June of 99.
98. 99?
I think it was 99.
No, it was 99. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
99.
Yeah, it's like June of 99.
I'll drag you out of here.
Influencer.
We met him last week.
But yeah, May of 99, you get Episode 1, and 2 years on, they were still making more Episode 1 tie-in games of just extraordinarily dubious quality.
Do you suppose that's when they learned, like, you can't make movie tie-ins anymore due to the time involved?
No, because most of those games were put in production after the movie came out. You did not start Star Wars Obi-Wan for the Xbox, an Xbox launch game, a game that came out a full 2.5 years after the film, before the film came out. That did not happen. Sorry, what were you saying, Callie?
Oh, when you use an EX move to initiate a fight, like...
It takes some of your drive meter, yeah.
Do you do more damage to begin with when you initiate with an EX move?
I can tell you it feels good.
That's all that matters. But sorry, I'm in like a brain fog of weird PS2 games. How do you feel about Ring of Red?
I have no strong feelings.
I'm sure you must have a feeling.
Nope, not at
Very
all.
deep inside. You must be the Ring of Red fan, I believe in this.
Ring of Red. Why does that sound familiar?
It was a very, very early PS2 game. It was like a strategy alternate World War II thing.
I had that.
Oh, dang.
All day.
Yeah, it was with mechs and stuff like that. I remember that.
Yeah.
Made by Konami.
Yeah. One of their early PS2 games. I think it came out the same month as fucking Shadow of Destiny. Beloved. Listen, I know some of you have heard of Shadow of Destiny.
That one I can tell you I have, yes. Beloved.
It was a neat idea, like this idea of like, oh, you get murdered and then you go back in time to try to prevent your own murder while solving who was trying to kill you.
So Ghost Trick.
I was about to say, it sounds like a game that might be coming out like this week.
It's like Ghost Trick, but nowhere near as well written or elegant.
Oh,
I
Ghost
can-
Trick is coming.
I can
So many
fast
games.
travel to here, but I can't fast travel back home?
I do want to strongly implore that everyone purchase Ghost Trick.
Yes, I will add to this and say the exact same thing. Like,
Phantom Detective.
God, how long has it been since that came out?
Like 15 years.
Since the DS version. That
Yeah.
cannot be right.
What do you want?
I am actively aging here on the stream.
We all
I
are.
feel
We
like-
all are.
I feel like Matt Damon at the end of Saving Private Ryan right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, now I'm just thinking about the fucking Polygon article. Not Polygon, the fucking hard drive article I saw yesterday. There was like, want to feel young? Elden Ring is only a year old.
Yes. I only beat that back in the summer. Last summer. Now it's a new summer.
Okay, yeah. In Japan, it's 13 years old, but it took about until 2011 to reach America.
I
But
feel slightly better now.
still, rejuvenated.
Because, I mean, that was relatively a late DS game, right?
Yeah, because the 3DS launches in like, was it 2011? That sounds right.
Yeah, okay. That makes me feel a little
Because
bit
the
better.
Vita launches in 2012. So yeah.
I don't know why I just got nostalgic for my original, like, blue-green 3DS. Oh, I wasn't an early adopter. I got a freaking Game Boy Advance
the
game as a
Ambassador-
result.
Ambassador Games to prove it.
Yep, same
And a
here.
little certificate.
Where the hell is my subway stop?
I had 3DSs. Had a
I had
black one, the original.
I
had
had
a purple
two.
one.
Yeah, two. Two's the correct number.
I ended up having 3, but only because one was a Japanese one.
Eventually bought one of the new 2DSs.
Those were nice.
Yeah, the final version.
Yeah, I got a modded original 2DS for the purpose of being able to stream it to a screen. And I literally bought that when the Switch was announced and said, nope, that's not going to be backwards compatible.
Beat Square Station.
How do you feel about... God, what was the thing? It was, oh yeah, what was your 3DS launch game? Like, what did you purchase in those dire droughts?
Get our life dimensions.
Yeah, I know, I got that.
That was that one. I thought that came out a few months after the system came out.
I
Maybe
mean,
I'm-
it came out with... The 3DS came with, was it Star Fox?
No, that's not out at launch.
One of the Ocarina of Time?
No, that's
No.
still like 4 months in.
What the hell was it launch?
It's like Ghost Recon Shadow Warrior and Street Fighter 4 3D.
Oh, Street Fighter 4, definitely.
Yeah, I had that. That's a good port.
That's a
Except
good-
for the fact that Kyle can do walking forward.
I was
fucking
about to
flash
say, except for the fact.
I did have the Ghost Recon game. That was a pretty good little tactical RPG.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
It's a very dire launch.
Street Fighter I was happy with because I was, at the time, mad at the concept of DLC. And of course, the 3DS launched without its store, so they couldn't sell DLC. So all the DLC was included at that point in Street Fighter 4 on it.
Okay, the list of launch titles. There are 3 versions of Nintendogs plus Cats. There's Pilot Wings Resort.
Oh, I got that.
Nope.
There's Steel Diver.
Steel Diver I bought eventually, but when it was on sale.
Asphalt 3D.
Nope.
No.
Wait, Pilot Wings Resort was the N64 one?
No, it's the 3DS one.
Oh, yeah, I missed
The Pilot Wings for the 64 was Pilot Wings 64.
Oh!
There's
sense.
Rayman 3D, which is like the 9 millionth port of Rayman 2: The Great Escape.
Oh man,
There
I
was
just walked
a
into the
ri-
wrong subway car. It's just nothing but...
There was a Ridge Racer game that ran real fucking bad.
Ridge Racer.
It's still not as embarrassing as the Vita Ridge Racer. I don't know what happened to that game. The Sims 3, Samurai Warriors Chronicles, Super Monkey Ball 3D. That's after that series had progressively embarrassed itself.
Yeah, God. I remember it came out on the GameCube. Everyone was so happy.
It was so neat, and then they, like, I think around Super Monkey Ball Adventure, is when the series really lost itself. And oh yeah, Professor Layton and the Mask of Miracles.
That was a launch era?
Yeah, it's a launch era game.
Yeah,
Which is
because
why
I
it's only
remember
like
with the
3 hours
3DS.
Oh, yeah.
I even literally posted about this on my website, but I remember with the regular DS, like, being pretty much mad at the launch drought, because I want to say that was the first portable system where I really had income, and the Game Boy Advance was great. Like, every goddamn thing that came out for the Game Boy Advance at that time was just my jam. Like, there were 6 Mega Man Battle Network games, and, like, I was excited about every single one. And then the DS came out, and it was like, who wants to play Yoshi Touch and Go?
How do you feel about Yoshi's Universal Gravitation?
Good?
Also known as Yoshi Topsy Turvy.
Yeah, Yoshi Topsy Turvy. And that was a Game Boy Advance game, right?
Yeah, that was one of the, they had like sourced an entire thought process around like, well, we made WarioWare Twisted, what else can we do?
Yeah.
Yoshi walks around drunk.
Touch, fuzzy, get dizzy.
How is this guy not? Are these just are their last names all Andor or whatever? Is it just showing you first names?
They have to be Andors, really.
His cousins.
I mean, who else would be hanging out on a Metro City subway?
Wow.
But yeah, no, the DS launch after buying practically every Game Boy Advance game that came out was just such a disappointment that I feel like there's a universe where I didn't buy the 3DS at launch and felt perfectly happy with that. Why did I do that without feeling?
I'm just remembering the, what was it? The fucking Deptford thread about Professor Layton.
That's an incredible one. It's an all-timer.
Yeah, Miracle Mask, an exhaustive overview of the worst story ever told.
God, I missed that. I know he appeared on the stream one time, but we should call him.
We miss seeing him on the reg.
Yeah.
Just every once in a while, we would come up with the most amusing stuff available. Is there like a way to activate like a fast travel in front of my own freaking house?
Voiced by Yuri Lowenthal, is most viscerally unpleasant and unconvincingly British. The game takes us back to their college years via regular and lengthy flashback segments that explain how every trait of Layton and his interests are because of Randall's influence, finally satisfying everyone's curiosity about why Layton likes archaeology and is good at swords. Because his friend likes archaeology and is good at swords.
I mean, yeah, that's just how backstories work.
You do not, in fact, need to have every character. You do not, in fact, need to have the main character's entire personality be owed to, I was friends with a guy who liked those things. It is unnecessary.
I don't know. I feel like Leighton, as a person, would absolutely be super easy to sway at age 21. Just like,
Don't.
we're lucky his buddy wasn't into weed, because Leighton would just become a burnout immediately.
That
Yeah,
sounds
but what
way
kind of
more-
world would that be?
Well, it would have drastically shortened the plot of the second Layton game.
Yeah.
You're strong. But I wonder, what is it you fight for?
I've ranted about it before to many different audiences, but I will never stop thinking, like, Layton as a franchise is singularly devoted to the concept of spending a great deal of time meticulously explaining why something was not caused by magic, and making you wonder why they didn't just say it was fucking magic for how stupid the actual explanation was. Professor Layton in the Unwound Future is art in how fucking stupid something can be.
Art. You know, the Professor Layton games has always been like, we have attached a completely bonkers story to just fun little puzzles.
Remember how they couldn't do those games anymore for a very long time because the 90-year-old man they had coming out with riddles fucking died?
I did not
Oh, I
hear
didn't hear
about that.
That's why people were, like, really up and down on the fucking... Like, it's part of why they stopped just making them, and then, like, there's a lot of different, like, the usual kind of complaint about the fucking Cattrall Layton game, but it was also just like, oh yeah, we don't have, like, the old guy, the weird old man who'd been writing riddles in Japan for 40 years.
That is just amazing.
What was his fucking name? Because he was like a household name in Japan for a very long time. It's like the kind of person who writes old person coffee table books.
Wait, what was his? What was he working on before just being?
I'm looking that up so that I can. I'm looking that up so that I can properly describe this man. Let's see. It's always a pain in the ass to look up.
Yeah.
Why do I have to take this fucking subway again? Such a waste of my time.
Okay, yeah, that's who it was. Akira Tago. Yeah, so Akira Tago, who was born in 1926 and died in 2016.
Dang. Absolutely the 90-year-old riddle man.
He was an honorary emeritus of Tokyo Future University and a professor emeritus of Chiba University. He was known for a quiz book series called Atama no Taiso, which would translate as head gymnastics, and basically was putting out a new one of those about once every other year from 1966 to his death. There are 24 of those over the course of 50 years. So,
Is there no ceiling on this subway? Because you are uppercutting those things way high.
it's just really high because of the whole, uppercut.
Oh right, everybody in Metro City has an 8-foot vertical leap, of course.
Yeah.
I like the idea that, like, the world is not the world is explicitly made for weird Street Fighter people.
Why just like the fact that I'm on a
Everything is
subway?
designed with that in mind.
I'm on a subway and I break open barrels and get 3 different tickets that will take me anywhere in the world. Like, that is the best travel plan, like, ever.
I would appreciate if you would share with me these tickets.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is a very nice world for people. Like, hey man, where are you going? Oh, I'm going to France. Why? Well, I found these tickets on a subway barrel.
I found tickets to anywhere and decided I hadn't been to France in a while.
Yeah, just haven't been to France in a bit.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, Akira Tago's death definitely harmed the series' long-term viability. So I think is indications.
I love that you got beaten by a purple person because
She was
I
level
thought you were.
27 for some reason.
I thought you were the only purple person, but no, purple people are just a thing. It's like they knew that everybody would know that weirdos would play this game.
Oh, God. I just decided to like look up because apparently like they had to come up with a new puzzle designer for for the new Layton that they announced. It's like, oh well, we need a new puzzle designer because you know the old one's gone, and it's a group called Quiznack, and this damning statement, perhaps best known for their YouTube channel in Japan, is not ready for the latent puzzle YouTubers.
Such a weird little level up system. I've gotten my ass kicked too many times. I have to actually go on to freaking level up. I gained the ability to wear absolutely nothing.
Please don't.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see Beef Not Afraid naked. Not even Beef Not Afraid.
Here comes Beef.
Greatly increased kick strength. Why not? Alright, so now I'm at a point where Beef has actually used some items or something like that. Yeah, I
Let
do
there be
have to
beef.
say, one thing that I'm not enjoying about Street Fighter 6 story mode is that they seem to toss in, like, randomly high-level characters that just completely destroy you. And, like, one thing I enjoy about fighting games is where, like, basically if you punch the other guy more than they punch you, you win, and that doesn't work when, like, levels are skewed.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to win an all-you-can-eat pass by beating up a guy in a bun costume.
Well.
That's excellent. I feel like if you beat up Grimace, you should get banned from McDonald's.
Hey,
And
you
that's
know,
a good
I
thing.
actually was...
Same basic thing. It's still a reward either way.
I was upset recently with... Did you hear what happened with the Grimace wiki?
No.
Oh yeah, they changed it.
Yeah, apparently there was an in-depth online wiki of, like, real
McDonald's
life...
shit.
Like, the history of the Grimace, when he was introduced, like, appearances and different, like, you know, commercials and that kind of stuff.
Oh
that you
yeah,
have
I
on the
heard
wiki.
about this.
And apparently McDonald's, like, took it over for the extent of the birthday event and, like, just turned it into complete bullshit. just for the purpose of, Grimace marketing.
I mean, not gonna lie, if McDonald's was gonna give me $40, yeah, sure, I'd vandalize the Wikipedia, whatever.
Well, that was the thing, is that
No,
like,
they paid,
McDonald's...
they paid fandom like $10,000.
Yeah, they just kind of gave another company money and took it over. And just all the actual information that was there is gone now, so we can, like, pretend the Grimace had a disco period.
I mean, like, you can restore it on Wikias. I assume Wikias
You
will-
can't.
You can't? There's no restore.
Fandom
on
is
Wikias.
actively protecting it.
Holy shit.
And, like, it's a weird kind of thing, but I feel like this is the future. Like, it'll be, like, the history of the Civil War brought to you by Google Corp.
I mean, I've mentioned plenty of times how Disney had big plans for Disney America, built literally on the site of the Battle of Manassas.
Yeah, no, and
Containing
that is
the
what
Disney
we're headed
version
towards.
of that. Fucking. I'm so glad that horrible future didn't come to pass.
But yeah, no, I mean, like, and the kind of thing is like McDonald's and the Grimace, like, it's a weird thing to say, but I feel like I quote unquote knew who the Grimace was before, like, I knew my grandparents had real first names. Like, this is a character that has been, part of my life for better or worse, and it would be nice to have factual information on the Grimace, but McDonald's is going to sell me, like, random, fake facts for the purpose of selling purple milkshakes. And I feel like something about that is wrong.
It's so weird that they're making a big deal about this when they don't even talk about any of the McDonald's line characters anymore.
Yeah. I've been using an ad in like decades.
I feel
What
like
happened to
I feel
Birdie?
like the best
Just
explanation
wondering that.
is that everybody hates Mayor McCheese. You look at fucking Mayor McCheese.
Mayor
and
McCheese had been fucking like
you
completely.
don't want to.
Mayor McCheese had been completely removed from the ads by the time I was cognizant of them.
Yeah, exactly, right? But
That's
the
not the
Grimace,
concern.
it's just a grimace, It's just a fucking grimace.
Nothing can destroy the Grimace.
Nothing
Yeah.
moves the block.
Nobody hates the grimace like we hate Mayor McCheese.
He represents burgers and capitalism.
Yeah.
And his play sets were always like the big jail things made out of his head.
Yes, I
I feel
remember
like
those as
I'm
well.
glad that I don't know any of this shit.
I feel like you have to jail the grimace. I think if you see the grimace, it is your responsibility to lock it in a dark cellar.
Why would you jail the Grimace when the Hamburglar is right there?
The Hamburglar is it's a radical anarchist.
Yeah, I was about to say, I
Hamburglar
think the
is only for
Hamburglar is
himself.
ultimately doing good.
The Hamburglar is out only for himself. He is not helping the downtrodden. He is just selfish.
I don't know if I believe that. I believe that it's propaganda put out
I
by...
feel like there's an argument to be made
Apologist
that
here.
that the Hamburglar is.
Have you ever
is
seen the
in
Hamburglar
fact-
give someone a hamburger?
Yes, I was
Wait.
given a hamburger by the Hamburglar.
Look,
That was a
this
false
sounds like
Hamburglar.
propaganda provided by Officer Big Mac.
No, I don't trust Officer Big Mac one bit.
Big Mac apologist? Mayor McCheese apologist?
Look, all cops are burgers.
No, that would mean
Oh,
cops
man.
were useful in some fashion.
Ew.
Oh, that just reminds me. Okay, so you know Dirk Nowitzki, like the retired basketball player.
Only vaguely.
Yeah.
So for like, there's a backstory behind it that I don't remember, but for some reason, like he would refer to like if someone like that you would normally call like he's a scrub or whatever, he would refer to them as a burger. It's like, oh, this guy's a burger.
That's just weird.
This guy's a burger. Now I'm hungry.
This guy's eating beans.
I actually am hungry. I
Now
was
that
asleep
sounds insulting.
when I should have eaten dinner.
You can either nap or eat dinner, and here you are.
That's what happens. Now I'm here talking to you assholes and not eating dinner.
I mean, I haven't eaten dinner either, so. Join
That
the club.
is tragic. We should both just leave, get dinner, and come
No.
back.
Nah.
Oh, okay, you can go to a beauty shop to change, but I cannot change Beef Not Afraid in any way.
Oh, so you can just radically redesign the character if you don't like it. But why
Yeah,
would
you
you?
just-
Because
you
Beef
just
Not
go to-
Afraid is perfect and beautiful.
You just go to the body shop. Any amount of character changes all come down to 1,000 zenny.
Is that a lot in this game?
No.
No.
Okay, awesome.
I have 23,000 zenny right now, and I went on a pretty significant shopping excursion earlier.
There you go. See, this is a good
1,000
video
zenny
game.
is 1,000 zenny is approximately 2 randos on the street that you just punched.
Oh shit, are you gonna do a bonus stage where you fight Car?
Oh, my car!
Yeah, Car should really be an opponent somewhere around here. Just to make 2P cry.
Listen,
say
2P's doing
that's-
his best.
What was this Sega fighting game where they had the Daytona USA car as a fighter?
Fighters Mega Mix.
Yeah.
That was actually one of my favorite Saturn games.
How did you feel about the AM2 Palm Tree as a fighter?
My favorite was that freaking like panda holding a ball. Like it was not animated in any way.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird fighters in that game.
You've got a question about... I like the idea that Beef Not Afraid does not speak and is maybe just miming everything.
It's like Mario and Mario.
Yeah, exactly. She just does a couple of jumps up in the air.
That's another
game I haven't played in freaking ever. Super Mario
My brain is empty. I don't have any. I can just get
Are we at full health? Oh, whatever. It doesn't matter. Let's head to the tournament. Because there's a fast travel spot there, but for some reason not a fast travel spot anywhere else. I don't know what's up with that.
Quicken your travel, motherfucker.
Like, I can literally fly to France faster than I can get back to the original apartment for this beef. Oh, Chun-Li is literally on the Street Fighter banners. Guess that's what happens when you're a local. Oh, dude, I got snuck by a Roomba.
Hometown hero, Chun-Li. And that Roomba came ready to rumble.
Yeah, it's just out of
Wow,
nowhere. I bet this dude... There's a Krishna here, and I want to fight him because I'm betting he's Dalsy me. Maybe we can talk to him. Okay, fine. I guess I have to actually punch him. I feel bad, like...
I mean, there was a fight option there.
Oh, I didn't even see it. My bad. I just spinning bird kicked into him.
I don't...
It was squared.
Square is fight, where you actually challenge someone to the fight instead of beat the shit out of them for no reason.
Look, Beef Not Afraid is not known for her politeness, okay?
I feel like that's your fault.
You're not wrong.
Hey, you.
All right, we're gonna finally do the Novice League. Okay.
Yeah?
I don't know how I get continues back, so we're just gonna hope for the best here.
Continue!
Channel Eternity.
We're here today in
Oh, it's
The
the announcer
Challenger.
from the thing. I like this new character.
Yeah.
where the
Eternity's
best
fun.
rookie fighters have gathered at Mike Hagar
Oh, is that her name?
Stadium. We'll be bringing you
There,
all the
I think.
action from the
Oh,
Novice
even better.
running behind closed doors prior to the official opening of this new facility. Now then. Hey kids and everyone else, it's
Like,
your
I
day
appreciate
to
that that
be
microphone looks like it could be like something that like M&M's come
I
out of.
know Metro City has always had a penchant for fighting. But just look how fired up these
This is
fighters
kind of cool. I
are.
thought this would be an excuse for having like just basic
I
Street
wonder
Fighter
if any
characters,
of
but
them
it
are
looks
up
like we
for
just got a bunch of like
chat.
randos.
There's definitely some weirdos here as well.
Like, and I'm all about the weirdos. Like, these are like,
yeah.
these are character designs that just somebody came up with, and it's like, no, that's not going to be a Street Fighter, but maybe we can use them for story mode.
We got ideas here.
Okay, Eternity's reminding me of Ruby Rod from Fifth Element.
Yes, and we know that's a good thing.
Oh yeah, I'm not complaining.
Yeah.
Behind closed doors, so the seats are kind of lonely. But you're not gonna miss anything.
I love that I see like one guy wearing a yellow vest, and I think, oh man, Charlie's back. Yeah, this is definitely the... We had a bunch of ideas for alternate costumes for our main characters, and here they are.
They've been dumped on weirdos using their fighting styles. The stream starts soon.
I am Dalsim's little brother, Bill.
Bill Seam? I don't know.
Bill Seam.
Doesn't make any sense. Seam is not a last name. I don't know why.
Bill Seam.
It's like Plasma Sword, Nightmare of Billstein.
I mean, that was actually good. It had a
Yes, it
Wookiee,
was.
but not a Wookiee.
It was markedly better than its closest competition, Star Wars of Masters Terrace Kazi.
Wow.
I destroyed myself last night when I realized that I remembered the name of an obscure character who is only from that game.
Which would be what?
Thok.
Oh yeah, the.
We were talking about T-Hawk, right?
Yeah, like it's like I misread T-Hawk in, like my brain briefly misread T-Hawk in Super Turbo as Thok, and it's like, oh, I'm pretty sure that sounds like a character from Star Wars Masters of Terrace Kazi, half joking and then realizing when I looked it up that no, that was just me remembering.
Character is like nothing but hurricane kicks.
I mean, that's a good thing to be.
I do find it vaguely disappointing that I can't just use Ken or Ryu yet in the story mode.
Listen, Ken's on the run, and Ryu barely knows how to use a phone. What I was gonna say was, for those not in the know, Thok was a fucking Gamorrean Guard random character that they added for that, I guess just to fill out the roster.
Yeah, because there aren't enough characters in the Star Wars universe to make a fighting game.
There weren't at the time.
That is bullshit. There was still the extended universe. Was Mara Jade in that one?
They had a bunch of
Mara
extended
Jade
universe
is in that,
characters.
yeah.
Clawed their way out of the
Yeah, Mara Jade's in that. That was the first time I heard of Mara Jade.
round two.
Do they have the do they have the evil clone of Luke?
No,
Who's just
Luke
Luke
is not
with two
in there.
U's?
No.
Luke is
Bigger
not in
Luke.
They had Jodo Cast, who was mistaken for Boba Fett.
Kind of just looks like him.
Yeah.
And they also had actual Boba Fett, which I'm sure probably made that pretty easy.
Mhm. Well, Boba Fett did kill Jodo Cast, I believe.
Oh,
I know they fought. In like the comics.
yeah, the full roster was Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Han Solo, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Arden Lin, Boba Fett. Hmm?
I was going to say Arden Lin was a brand new character made for that.
The
They should've gone-
titular master of Terrace Kazi, I'm sure.
They should have gone balls to the wall and given Princess Leia a chic version. Like, you know, this is her in disguise as a ninja.
Well, they had Slave Leia, whose name was changed to be Leia with an exclamation point, so you could tell the difference.
Oh, they did the
Oh,
same
damn.
thing in
You
freaking
joined
Soul
the-
Calibur with, like, less dressed Sophia. Or
One
excuse me, Soul
exclamation mark,
Edge.
2 exclamation marks.
Well, that was even less dressed Sophia.
Stormtrooper, Hoar, Thok, Princess
Or was the
Leia,
Tusken
yeah, Mara Jade, and Jodo Cast. Those seeking Grand Admiral Thrawn will have to look elsewhere.
Yeah, if Capcom can release like several versions of Evil Ryu, then the Masters of Terrace Kasi could have included Luke.
I don't know that was Luke around at that point.
It would have been DLC.
Well, if Mara Jade was in there, then yes, he would have been around.
Gotcha.
Good, because Luke's clone appeared in the third Thrawn trilogy book, which is where Mara Jade debuted.
Yeah, so
Okay.
Masters of Terrace Kasi came out in 1997, and the last book of the trilogy came out in 93.
Okay. So he should have. What you're arguing is he should have been like a Kuma.
Got an air lightsaber.
No, the evil clone of the Jedi Master should have been Akuma. Luke should have just been evil.
If you're gonna do the evil clone of a Jedi Master, it would have been George Devoth. That would have been the obvious one. But...
Yeah, that guy.
I assume that's. I assume that sounded that was obvious if you followed the expanded universe.
Yeah, he was the bad guy from the Thrawn trilogy.
Gotcha.
He was the Jedi Master who got cloned. Turns out cloning Jedis make him kind of crazy.
Concerning.
Oh yeah, because this would have all been written back at the time when we were working out that the Clone Wars were not what we thought they were.
They were not a war against the clones.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was nothing ever talked about them. So yeah.
I'm joining the Clone
They
Wars.
seemed like
side
fertile
of
ground
clones.
at one time.
The Clone Wars on the side of the clone.
It's all come to this, folks.
Honestly, yeah. Everyone else was a dick to those guys, right?
Time for the final
I mean,
they were born
Oh,
into
people
slavery, basically.
the joke was that like before Attack the Clones, the assumption was that the war was against the clones.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Because it's weird when you call it the Clone Wars, because it sounds like something like usually you would name it for like the thing that you're fighting rather than the thing fighting on your side.
It was the war in which we used all those clones we had lying around.
I mean, that's what it
We
wound up
didn't
being.
think too hard about where they came from.
Why do they all
Yeah,
look
please
like
don't.
that one guy? Well, they're clones. Pay attention. Yeah, I do have to say, I would say Star Wars: The Clone Wars was my first. Like, I mean, it came out like past, like when I was a teenager. Like, so it's not like I was like a child, but I feel like it was the first time that I was introduced to something that literally every fan idea that explained the Clone Wars was better than what we got. Like, just absolutely any theory I'd ever heard was better.
Listen,
I thought people liked the Clone Wars, the series.
people like the Clone Wars, like the Gendy Tartakovsky series, and to some extent the later CG one. Attack of the Clones less so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, and also, it wasn't that I didn't think Attack of the Clones was that bad. It was just,
I did.
well, fair enough. But this is the explanation of what the Clone Wars was like, just the worst.
I barely even remember that line. I just remember Attack of the Clones as like an endless attempt to have exciting action scenes, but with zero exciting action scenes.
Hey, Yoda got a double jump.
Yeah, and it was boring somehow.
Here comes the victim.
Oh.
Hey,
Hi, Amy.
Hey, I'll bore you into a hole,
wow.
Damn.
deep hole.
I was gonna have you help me like peer pressure beat some more, but I mean, if you want.
I can peer pressure beat some more.
You can't peer pressure me.
Peer
pressure.
We're watching.
I watched,
Yes, you are.
I watched the video. I'm wise to peer pressure now.
You're somebody's fool.
God, I love that video so much.
Good corner opportunity.
God, I still need to put, like, fucking Muhammad Ali versus Captain Cavity or whatever his fucking name was on Outer Heaven.
Mr. Tooth Decay.
Yeah, Mr. Tooth Decay, that's what it was.
Captain Cavity. Captain Cavity would sound like it was invented by someone who was not getting punched in the head for a living.
Captain Cavity sounds like a name that you would get if someone was told that, like, Spider-Man needed to fight a Tooth Decay-based villain for a PSA comic.
Yeah, exactly. Like Crest toothpaste comes to you and is like, listen.
Oh, that sucks.
Listen, Spider-Man versus Captain Cavity, do it.
How much should we be paying for a comic script? Like, is $17,000 enough? Like, you answer so like quickly that you actually shred like your own voice box in doing so. You have to burp all your words for the rest of your life. Like, still worth it.
That's worth that 17,000. Yeah, no, we were trying to peer pressure Beat into seeing Across the Spider-Verse.
You should see it. It's good.
I mean, I'm gonna see it. It's not a question.
Peer pressure.
Wait, then what's the peer pressure for? Just
to see it.
Make him see it
Pressure
earlier?
to see it.
Make it faster.
Yeah, make it faster.
Damn. Gotta go fast or whatever.
Got to, man.
You're a movie behind. You have 2 movies to watch, sir.
No.
Yeah, well, yeah.
We're gonna this is wild. We're gonna have to go full Bell Biv DeVoe on you.
So this no longer counts as peer pressure. This is now an intervention. It's much more socially acceptable.
Yo, chasing films is poison. Poison.
Never trust a big button to smile? Is that how
Yes.
Never trust a big button to smile.
Never trust it.
I was just about to say, you ever seen a Spider-Man with a big ass? But then I realized I have no idea. I'm sure someone out there is drawing Spider-Man just caked the fuck up.
Spider-Man in general.
An infinite array of different Spider-Mans with
Like,
just an
there's a
entire
0%
bakery.
chance it doesn't exist.
God. You were a lust penis.
God damn it.
I still can't believe people on Talking Time didn't pick up when I was doing the Star Fox endings thread, where I just claimed that they data mined one of the leaked copies and found a 10th dummied out ending, and I just posted pictures from Lust Penis on it. They were all very carefully cropped. I went out of my way to ensure that, like, you couldn't, that it wasn't the pornographic bits.
It was extremely tasteful.
Yeah. But I did, like, contain the battle would be long and hard fought.
So good.
Like, I was not subtle.
Uses a fireball to try and establish the in there. Player 2 picks up the always.
Yeah, someone went through and completely redid the Lust Penis comic with, like, not photorealistic, but greatly improved art, which I feel.
Yep.
Lust Penis, the HD remaster.
Yeah, that's it. That's it exactly.
HD remaster.
I feel this fundamentally misapprehends what made Lust Penis great.
I don't know. See, on one hand, yeah, I get it, but on the other hand, I kind of know that we are like one person of Blender having a bad day away from, like, the version of Lust Penis that you actually cannot tell if it's not photographs, like, from a distance.
Oh god, yeah, no. Someone's gonna go through and mid-journey up a fucking Lust Penis comic. That
No, not Mid-Journey. That's I feel like Lust Penis is too I don't want to say good, but I want to say unique for the slop that Mid-Journey turns out to create.
Yeah, that's true. No AI could ever create the Lust Penis comic.
Yeah, like it's that can only come from the magic of a human soul.
It's like it's. I was talking about those Body Snatchers movies with a buddy of mine. I was like, there's one reason why the pod people could never truly defeat mankind. And it's because they're incapable of hate.
Yeah.
Wait, is this guy named Alan after Street Fighter EX Alan? Is he a...
That would require remembering Street Fighter EX members.
Oh, they know because there was work done to make sure who owns who in Street Fighter EX. Which is the real problem here. Officially, he cannot be.
Nobody owns
Skullmania.
No,
the EX
someone
guy
very
was
specific does.
The EX guy was a redhead, and it's Alan with an E. This guy is Alan with 2 A's.
Wait. So you're telling me that you're telling me? Oh yeah, because it was developed by Eureka. Okay.
Yeah, after the first Street Fighter EX, they actually had to rewrite all the original characters' backstories, so they weren't completely enmeshed in Street Fighter.
Wow. I'm so pissed off because I love Skullmania, and I have never seen him again.
He's been fighting EX Slayer.
Yeah,
from
fighting
like 2 years
EX
ago.
Slayer is the solution.
Oh yes, a game that I've absolutely heard of.
Skullmania is
It's at least available
a
on
DLC
vaguely
character
modern
for
systems.
6 I Riot. Fuck
I
you.
mean, Arika is the
Skullman
one that
back.
owns him.
Wait, does EX Layer, does it have D-Dark?
Let me see. We've got Alan Snyder, Area A, Blair Dame, Darun Mister, Doctrine Dark,
Yes!
Garuda, Hayate, Hokuto, Jack, presumably Cracker Jack, Kairi, Pulampurna, Sanane, Shadowgeist, Sharon, Shirase, Skullmania, and then the crossover characters Terry Bogard and Vulcan Rosso.
Damn.
Here we go.
Skullmania. Guy dressed up like Bones.
D-Dark still has the drugged up eyes in EX Layer.
Gets the jump in.
If you're trying to think of any more forgotten game than Street Fighter EX, it's Fighting Layer.
Look at this fucking thing. Yeah. Oh yes, Fighting Layer. This is.
Terry Bogart was in it. Come
The
on,
original?
he was in Smash
No, I didn't say
Brothers.
Fighting EX Player.
His name is
Fighting
Terrence, get it right?
Oh, so there was Fighting Layer before Fighting EX Layer? Oh.
Yeah, that's why they called it. That's why they called it Fighting EX Layer.
Yeah, Fighting Layer came out in 1998.
Yeah, like that's probably why they had to disentangle the Street Fighter EX characters' backstories so quickly. Because
So quick.
yeah, because like it's after Street Fighter EX. It's like you would think that it would be a while before they were worried about them appearing elsewhere, but it's like no, Fighting Layer is like 2 years after the original Street Fighter EX.
Fighting Layer is so obviously played only by people from like the developing world who were tired of getting tooled on in King of Fighters. They're like, screw you guys, I'm not gonna play King of Fighters anymore.
Like Street Fighter EX2 comes out 6 months after Fighting Layer.
Are we gonna see a comeback here?
Wow.
Oh, no, wait, 6 months before Fighting Layer. And then on consoles, 6 months after.
Okay, so they were founded in 1995. During the first month of its existence, the company was focused strictly on research.
Oh, that's first month.
Yeah, 30 entire days devoted to research.
Hey, that's how they made
Well, we
Donkey
try.
Kong Country so good.
It's like research into what? New and more powerful forms of sexual harassment to sell to the Japanese corporates.
Oh, Lord. Let's see, what was the... Because Arika was founded by, Akira Nishitani, who, he was one of the key guys on Street Fighter 2. And so I think those 30 days were actually, instead of research, it was waiting for all of the ink to dry on a contract with Capcom, who he had just left.
It's got to be. I mean, the Japanese job market's so weird. Basically, okay, we're not going to pay you anything, but we're also. It's pure Fordism, is what it is. It's like, okay, we're not going to pay you anything, but we also we own the apartment complex where you live that you pay token rent for. We we will ensure that your children go to go to these high schools they're full of your coworkers' kids, just on and on.
It reminds me of how Akiman was let go from Capcom on the basis that Capcom could not keep him on staff and pay him what he was worth. So they were going to keep like essentially commissioning him to do key art for games, but like it's like, man, we cannot pay you what your time is worth as a full-time like artist for a game.
I was reading like 10 years ago like a moderately senior like software engineer in Japan would make $44,000 a year.
Jesus.
And it's like, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you.
There's gotta be a lot of things greasing those wheels.
Oh yeah.
Decides to go in with the target combo. So it looks like our fighters are taking a breather.
My God, this man watched 7 Zatoichi movies in a row.
That's a
leaving
great way to
only
do
like
brain damage.
leaving only like 15 more.
He celebrated by doing that Yoda meme. It was like, after watching 7 Zatoichi films in a row by 1:34 a.m., 2:12 a.m., going back for more Zatoichi.
I just like I held myself back from the initial joke, which was 20, and then I find out that there were in fact 19 more Zatoichis.
Wow.
In the original continuity.
Oh, in the original continuity. Does Blind Fury count as a Zatoichi movie?
It's obviously a remake of one, even if
Yeah, I
it's
know,
not
but like,
legally
does
one.
it fall into like the Zatoichi movie marathon criteria?
But what
I feel like it should.
It should,
It
yeah,
has to, right?
When they
The
do
film is
the
very
Crisis
specifically
on-
based on Zatoichi Challenge, the 17th Zatoichi.
My God.
You see, when they do Crisis on Zatoichi Earths, he's gonna be one of the alternate universe Zatoichis who shows up.
But like the cool ones that they keep around as like we're not like whenever you do that sort of thing, you have like the one that's like a shitty one that you just dunk on and gets destroyed, like fucking American Godzilla and Final Wars or whatever.
Yeah.
But like you always bring in like the one that's like, oh, that's a fan favorite and that's really cool, even if they don't get to be a main character because they're not like quote unquote a real one.
Yeah.
Dude does a shitload of damage when he actually hits you.
Yeah, I know. It's a real pain in the ass. Like, I have to really be defensive on this. Which is, like, not how I like to play Street Fighter. Like, I get it. They kind of telegraph that this guy is huge and, like, his punches are gonna hurt you. But still, it's like...
If he shoots ya, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I didn't realize there was a... He could be. I didn't realize there were nearly 100 episodes of a Zatoichi TV series.
Wow. I have to imagine he killed someone in every single episode.
Oh, I hope so.
Blindly.
But yeah, from 74 to 79, you were guaranteed to have a fair bit of Zatoichi available on your TV.
Oh man, all that work undone.
Yeah, I know. It's just such a pain in the ass.
Here we believe in a few simple things, one of which is plunging as much Zatoichi as medically possible into the eye holes of your face.
I mean, good choice. Oh man.
Kick to the chest.
Ugh. He gets a throw on me. This is such a pain in the ass. Rawancha.
Zatoichi, darkness is his ally.
Damn, that's metal as fuck.
Zatoichi goes to the fire festival, not that fire festival.
I was about to say, aww.
Zatoichi meets Yojimbo.
Like the
Samaritan Zatoichi. No.
Damn it, this is just such a pain in the ass with how much health he does.
Zatoichi and the Doomed Man.
The Doomed...
Oh, you can freaking use items in the middle of a match in this game. I had no idea!
You fool, you rube.
Zatoichi and the Chess Expert. There were 3 of these in 1965, hell yeah.
Damn, they were running all cylinders in the 60s.
Man, so Zatoichi and Yojimbo actually do fight each other, and Zatoichi meets Yojimbo.
I would have been disgusted if they didn't.
They actually just play checkers, it's cool.
Yeah. Like, I guess it would be really baller if we fought each other. Yes, but we never will.
Why would we have a reason to fight? We like each other. Oh yeah, good point.
You can tell they knew that they had something because there are 2 Zatoichi movies in the first year where there's any Zatoichi movies.
Get these cranked out.
Look, motherfucker.
We're prepared.
The tale of Zatoichi and the tale of Zatoichi continues. They didn't continue. No, they didn't do the thing where they filmed both movies at once. Rather, they watched the crowd on the first night the first one came out and just sprinted
back to work.
Exactly, right back to the fucking soundstage. A year later, 3 Zatoichis in the space of a year.
Then 4 Zatoichis in the space of a year.
Oh my god.
Man, more like... Fuck, I don't remember my my Japanese numbers.
Zatoyon.
Yes, that sounds right.
Zatoyon, there we go. Wow. Wow. Just...
Oh, 4 is the one that can be pronounced like 2 ways, right? Like,
yeah,
it's also
she or yon. But we would not use she because it would make it sound like Zatoichi was gonna die. Zatoichi cannot be killed.
Zatoichi can never die. Zatoichi is cursed to continue.
After making 4 movies in a single year with about the same dude, I have to imagine the guy playing Zatoichi felt pretty cursed.
The original series of movies features other popular fictional characters of the genre on 2 occasions. Zatoichi Meets the One-Armed Swordsman connects with the Shaw Brothers series of Hong Kong-produced movies, directed by prolific director Chang Chen. And Zatoichi Meets Yojimbo features Toshiro Mifune as Imperial Shogunate secret agent Daisaku Sasa. This character resembles the title character of Akira Kurosawa's film Yojimbo and Sanjuro. The earlier film in which Mifune's character uses the pseudonym Sanjuro, 30 years old, are alluded to when Sasa is jokingly called Shijuro, 40 years old.
And with that, thank you
Oh
everyone
my god.
for joining us for the Novice League tournament. I bet Mike Hagar himself was flexing his
Man, they called the last Zatoichi movie Zatoichi the Last.
Yeah, that was one from like 2010 or something.
The last.
Yeah. Based on Zatoichi Monogatari by Kan Shimozawa. I assume, yep, the original novelist.
Yeah, from like 1930 or whatever.
Born 1892. Damn, son.
I remember watching the Beat Takeshi Zatoichi and finding it mostly too clever by half.
Yeah, I hear that because that's Takeshi Kitano. Yep. Oof. I mean, his I don't know. His stuff's always love it or hate it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. There's a lot of Kitano that I enjoy. It just felt like that was trying to like swerve you too much on a premise that's really very simple.
Mm-hmm.
I don't need like a fresh take on my like cool blind sword master.
It is a premise that requires no explanation.
It needs no embellishment. To embellish it is to be embarrassed of its simplicity.
Mm-hmm.
Well.
Man. It's like you don't have to like you're Takeshi Kitano. Even by 2003, you don't have to like do this thing where you have to prove you can do something other than make Yakuza movies, right? Because by that point, he's made Kikujiro.
He's made like a million things. He's done everything.
Kikujiro, great movie. I love Kikujiro.
This game has such a weird difficulty curve, wherein like I had to do everything to practically like turtle and survive the boss of the previous area, and now I'm fighting a guy who, like, I'm basically gonna perfect.
I mean, yeah, because you're fighting a random nerd.
But he is a random nerd presented to you by the video game after you have to have beaten the previous challenge. So I don't know.
Sometimes you need the cooldown.
Well, I mean, it's like that last dude was a boss, and now you're just fighting random battles in the next area.
Some schmo.
Some schmo. I mean, I guess it was a fighting tournament.
Yeah, this isn't a tournament. You're just accosting some poor guy on the street.
He came to me! I love that I've just randomly equipped the Blanca roll, so that way I can just use it when I feel like it.
Oh, yeah.
I choose to believe that Beef had a natural kindred with Blanca. She is Brazilian in spirit.
This Blanca going, "Ooh, oh, ooh, oh." He's like, yeah, you'd finally someone talking sense in this.
You don't get that back in Metro City.
Damn, Fanboy kept not getting hit by my Blanca-chan dolls. I was like, why am I even playing this character?
Listen, you were so obvious in your setups, you deserved it.
Man, I forgot that Takeshi Kitano did a movie with Omar Epps.
That's surreal to contemplate.
Yeah, I'm gonna see that one.
It's probably worth seeing, even whether you like it or not. It'll be something.
Yeah.
Like, even if I don't like that Zatoichi film, it was something.
The Canary Crate Sisters snuck me from behind.
Canary in the Crate Mine.
Wait a minute, that's not right.
I love that you are now running into regional box heads.
It's like it's a spreading cult. It's what happens.
I love that no matter what time of day or where the fight is, there will always be a crowd really pumped to watch it.
Look, it's
why
Street
else
Fighter
would you live in
World.
Metro City?
Everybody in Street Fighter World loves this. Hell, half of them are probably lining up because they've got next.
Yeah.
It's like putting your quarters in the next to the fucking arcade cab.
This is Street Fighter World is. I'm gonna say this is my controversial hot take. Street Fighter World is a world where world peace has been obtained through violence.
I can see it.
Everybody in Street Fighter World wants to fight other people, but I don't believe anybody in Street Fighter World wants to kill other people.
I mean, that is theoretically what has gone on in Metro City. Is that like?
Oh yeah, it's Jamie.
There were roaming gangs, and just the fact that literally all of them got beat up by 3 guys brought it under control. It's like, hey, wait, why don't we just like do this all the time? Then maybe things will work out well.
They arrested one of them.
Yeah, well, only because he got framed by one of the Metro City people. Yeah, that's right. Final Fight Revengeance or whatever it is canon.
Final Fight Revenge? No, it isn't.
Which one was the fighting game?
Final Fight Revenge.
Well, then it's canon.
The part where Belger is a zombie probably isn't.
Why? There are plenty of people who've come back from dead in the Street Fighter world.
There are plenty of people who have come back from the dead. There are no others who have come back as a literal zombie.
Well, I mean, kinda, sorta Charlie.
Wait, hold on.
Yeah, that's not the same kind of zombie as Zombie Belger.
Let's see. I think, have there been more than a handful of people who have come back from the dead? So there's Bison,
Bison, Charlie,
Gouken, sort of.
Gouken officially didn't die.
He just was really tired after that fight.
Gouken's thing was that when hit by the fucking Shingo Kusatsu, his response was to like rid himself of all desire and emotion. And that allowed him to
That's a
desire to wake up.
Yeah,
This
that's
is
they when Mitch got
eventually-
sleepy.
And eventually he recovered, but he was
Yeah,
never
he saved
dead.
himself by getting really high.
That's like in Baki when Kakukayo beats the ogre by dying mid-match.
It's fine. He was officially never dead. It's fine.
Was Rose considered dead?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I want to say that was heavily implied, but then by the time she came back, I was like, no, I'm fine. Like basically the same
Charlie
thing that
died
happened
like
to him.
3 different ways, depending because he always had to be dead, but they could never decide how he had died.
Oh, I get it. This guy has like double the HP as me. That's fun.
I mean, he is like an actual Street Fighter.
I think this is another one of those story fights where it's just kind of like, it'd be nice if you win.
Yeah, you absolutely can win
Yeah.
against the actual Street Fighters. It's just super hard, and you usually kind of have to cheese them.
We're all feeling it.
I found that they're often vulnerable to like sweep loops.
Interesting. God, I'm sorry. Just every time I see Beef Not Afraid's legs, I get upset.
You're the one who made them.
I know.
My
What
brother in
have I
Christ,
wrought
you were
on
the one
this
who
world?
gave Beef Not Afraid those spindly little things.
Running the drum will just holla at your boy.
He seems like a guy who would say that. And he would say it with complete sincerity.
He's a good guy.
Oh no, he's a very good guy. That's why I made sure to point out complete sincerity.
Oh yeah.
If you're ever looking for me when I'm not around, look for the Xiao Bing with extra meat.
Nope, won't be asking.
Beef Not Afraid is here to sit here and watch you eat.
He's not
This
afraid.
fucking dumpling man in the background.
He's a dumpling man.
Oh wait, so Chun Li's protege is also like a elite hacker.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Big
think
nerd.
it's like canon law that like if you are under the age of 16 in an anime, and let's be real, Street Fighter is absolutely an anime, you
Also in real
are
life.
you are just really good at computers.
What else are you here for?
Yeah.
Mission complete.
Well, now I gotta find 3 random places in the city. Like the...
Can't believe she's got you playing geocache.
Yeah, really.
The kids love it.
All right, let's go. We're gonna do code. We're gonna Jamie. Jamie, don't tell me anything. Oof. There's something marked on my map. Maybe that's actually where I'm supposed to go. But why do I somehow doubt it? Why do I think I have to actually use prior knowledge to determine where I'm going? At least now I can, like, walk around. Oddly enough, Chinatown has, like, a pink tint. I wonder what that's about.
Yo, we don't play around here.
Message to my enemies. When the revolution comes, you're not just gonna get the wall. Buddy, you're gonna get 4 walls, a roof, clean clothes, good food, education, and quality healthcare.
I mean, yeah, okay. Sounds like a decent revolution. I'm gonna do it.
When the revolution comes, you will get extra sleep. Like scared the shit out of some random guy on the street.
He's running! Your reputation precedes you.
Let's be real. If you saw beef running towards you, you'd all run too.
Get go! Well, I mean, I won a fighting tournament,
Yeah, fuck
so...
Amazon's drones.
Yeah, maybe these
are you
drones are the
fighting-
reason there's world peace in Metro City right now. These
Oh, you
freaking
seem to be picking the
flamethrower
shit out of
drones
him
flying
pretty
around.
handily.
Alright, this was to the place that I wanted to go. Hooray.
Coast Guard sends another submersible full of billionaires after the first.
I love the onion.
Oh my god.
It's weird because like the submersible shit is objectively hysterical. Like that is so fucking funny.
That's it.
But also, that is a horrible way to die. Like holy fuck.
Yeah, I will say that, like,
imagining it is just
No,
absolutely
what-
terrifying.
What we're looking at here is like a headline like man full of gunpowder, French kisses blowtorch, explodes horribly. Like it's so funny. It's such a goddamn tragedy.
Yeah, no, it's awful. But oh my god, the Ralph Lauren ad, final fight, the finalist fight. Like with the dude with the pants sluttily low, like he's in a fucking magazine ad in 2005.
Just really
Y'all know what I'm talking
appreciating.
about.
No, I'm busy thinking about this background.
Look at that
for
shit.
fight that was just that giant attack.
yes. He's got to show up as DLC, right? He's all
Yeah,
over
like
this
he
game.
must.
Oh wait, are these TV head guys also box head cult dudes?
Yes, anybody with a box head is part of a gang of some kind.
I just look at them and I see Retro from Dead Leaves.
I like that I'm going to keep trying to figure out whatever interaction I'm supposed to have with this device, and people
I feel
are gonna
like
keep running
Dead
up to me.
Leaves has literally the perfect intro where they name each other by seeing each other. They both have amnesia, and the girl looks at Retro, and the guy looks at Retro, and the girl, and she's got this big spot over her eye, and he goes, that spot sort of makes you look like a panda. And she looks at him and goes, well, that Retro TV on your head makes you look like an asshole. Fuck, I love that show. 90 minutes of absolute nonsense.
I'm supposed to find some numbers on here, but I don't know what it is I'm supposed to be looking at. Like, this is clearly where I'm supposed to be, but I get getting into a fucking random battle every 30 seconds.
Well, maybe that sounds like a personal problem. Perhaps you should get good.
It arguably is. But this is like old school RPG problem where you're trying to remember how to get through the dungeon, but there's a random fight every 30 seconds. So
is that a clown TV head?
Yeah, that was definitely a Harlequin TV head.
Okay, all right. They're branching out.
Okay, now what in the balls am I supposed to do here? Input the numbers from the poster. Where's the poster? On the other side? And of course, walking over there means I get into another fight. Like, I appreciate it, guys, but maybe just give me a second to solve this puzzle, which might just be looking at something. Like, I get that this is Street Fighter. It's not like a hugging-based game, but still.
Street Hugger.
Street Hugger 6. The Huggeting.
Marvel superheroes
Okay,
versus
this is
Street
on the
Hugger.
other side.
New age of frontourism.
Okay, ND29, somebody write that down. Put it in the chat.
I will not be putting it in the chat.
I will also not put it in the chat.
God damn it.
I have
Fine,
never
I'll put it in the chat.
What's in the chat?
All right.
What's in the chat?
What's in the chat?
Okay, I guess I have to get other stuff. Or no, maybe I don't know. Okay, so there's theoretically more numbers out there.
Big money. Big prizes.
I love it.
Bring back Smash TV.
Yeah, okay. So
No. I was thinking like a Smash TV Prestige like streaming series would be fine.
Oh no. No!
I would absolutely watch the shit out of that.
don't do that to us.
You are going to get like nine 1-hour episodes about a fucking dad who can't do right by his kid or whatever the fuck, who finally enters Smash TV to try to win some money, and then 2 seconds of him shooting a giant robot tank man, and then like roll credits as his child sobs at his brutal death.
It would actually be. I would straight up watch a anthology series that just follows people before they go into just basically a TV show that's like the meat grinder and the inevitable happens.
Total carnage.
Just like they keep building up these characters, and it's like
carnage.
like clearly this guy with a really complex backstory is going to survive more than 5 seconds. Nope.
Just brutally destroyed in the last 5 seconds of the episode.
Just every time. Like you're just watching the clock and you know what's happening.
It's the first wave of dudes in t-shirts carrying 2x4s just beat him. Effortlessly beats him.
It's Mr. Shrapnel.
And then the time you actually see him succeed, it's like, oh no, this is worse somehow.
Well, then he becomes one of the guys with 2x4.
I don't even mean that. It's just like, oh, he just murdered like 1,000 humans.
Just standing on top of Corpse Mountain.
Yep.
A corpse mountain, an artifice devised by its own hands.
Oh man, but it would lack something because I don't know if America still produces like the Skinamax the Skinamax hairspray queens to populate the Pleasure Dome.
To be standing around with the fabulous prizes.
Like, this is a really fucking nice toaster.
It's gonna be even more horrifying when they're AI generated.
Oh,
Lord. I'm not. Send the future back.
Listen, in this case, it's commentary, I say, before I am shot to death in the Smash TV Pleasure Dome.
I don't feel like that's pleasurable for you or most people, honestly.
It's not, but it's also the death that I deserve.
Okay, RD51 is the next thing.
No, that's it. We're gonna. It will be revealed. It will be revealed that like this like 10 episode series, 9 episodes of a shitty dad. It's like no. This is actually the origin story for Mutoid Man.
Yes.
They would do that. They would absolutely fucking do that.
This shitty man is a tank unto himself.
Up next, Surf Dracula.
Damn,
Surf Dracula tweet has given us so much.
Well, because it's so accurate and they have not stopped doing it yet.
No, they haven't.
Like, I feel like it started with Daredevil and just has never stopped since.
See, the worst part is, like, I really like season 1 of Daredevil, and he is doing Daredevil shit in every episode.
Right, no, he's doing Daredevil shit, but all they learned is give him the costume on the last episode, and apparently that has been internalized.
Yeah, like... But, like, I would say that, like, on a more, like, basic level, the first season of Daredevil at least understood, hey, we want to see this man fight a shitload of goons. Give this man a shitload of goons.
Give this man a shitload of goons.
Hallway in which to do ninja shit.
Yeah, I wonder was it Frank Miller that started with Daredevil just being straight up a ninja? Because I feel like that wasn't there in the beginning.
Doesn't matter. I always think about the time Fanboy asked me to rank the new Disney Plus Marvel shows on the Surf Dracula scale. And I had to admit, quite begrudgingly and angrily, that She-Hulk fucking passed the Surf Dracula test.
She is She-Hulk for very much of that show.
Yes,
she is.
and she did She-Hulk things.
You are kidding, She-Hulk. If you watch that show,
ST33.
was this
She-Hulk out.
advisable? Well, probably not.
Super Turbo 33.
Yeah. So what order do I put in these numbers in then?
That's your job to figure out.
There's like only a few possible options.
Man, I'm looking at a picture of the inside of the submersible, and I'm just no.
No, like there, you could not pay me $1 billion to get into that thing and then go to the bottom of the ocean. It's just not fucking worth it.
This is no, man.
I don't know. Like it's absolutely a tragedy. But also, what the fuck? You were so fucking stupid.
Now, Skip, you know I'm sensitive about being trapped at the bottom of the ocean. Absolutely. But
Hey, guess what? It was the last possible.
You guys see that
combination.
like fucking journalist admitting, oh yeah, when they showed us this thing like for our fucking CNN bit, we actually lost track of it for 5 hours and they turned off our internet so we couldn't tweet about it. Just casually admitting that shit. 2 years ago.
Listen.
Yeah, no, that
The one who
CNN
put
thing was just bonkers as far as.
Listen, the one who brought that order down is dead now.
God.
Yep.
No, just the way it was like, oh, why didn't you mention the fact that, like, people could get lost at sea very easily and they're using a freaking Mad Catz controller?
I mean, that's not even the worst part. They use game controllers for all sorts of shit.
If you're going to do that, you pick one that doesn't break constantly.
Well, I was going to say, in a way, it's the perfect con, because somebody who will spend $250,000 to do something cannot recognize the shittiest controller available on the market.
I mean, yeah, true.
Like, the idea of an off-brand controller to them is something they literally do not understand.
like this is an idea that would never occur to me. By which I mean taking pleasure in something that could conceivably be done by like a person who can't buy a country.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the guy whose name sounds like a freaking Stan Lee creation who's involved in this, like Hamil Hamish or whatever his name is.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, he, like, listed his job as, like, professional adventurer. Like, that's not the kind of thing that should be allowed.
You can only do that if you're already independently wealthy.
To say the least.
Oh man. Do you think Hot Coldman had them liquidated?
I hope so. Contemplate Hot Coldman.
Who's Hot Coldman from again?
Hot Coldman is one of the villains of Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker.
Okay, sure. I believe you. You're getting errors on your stream, Gogglebub. Not sure what's causing that.
I'm blaming Twitch.
You're not able
Twitch
to see
sucks.
it? I mean, I'm getting all green on my end.
Like if you reload the stream, it comes back.
Yeah, no.
That's why I'm saying it's probably Twitch.
Yeah, like your broadcast is fine. Twitch is having.
Yeah, I have no idea. There was that one night
was-
when we were going to do that one wannabe Simon's Quest game, and just everything went to hell every time I tried to stream, and I still to this day have no idea what was going on that night.
Didn't I end up streaming that night? Like,
Yeah, you
didn't
wound
I
up
just
streaming
buy the
because,
game and
like,
start yelling about how like I was going to become the most Catholic.
Yes, exactly. But that was a night that was very weirdly like nothing would work, and I still have no idea why that happened. And vaguely, it's my job to find out why those things happen.
It was, it was all done so that Beat might cross the Tiber.
So incidentally, Beef Not Afraid currently is wearing a leather jacket, jorts, and a construction helmet. So I feel like Beef is becoming something now.
I like how you say, and a construction helmet, ignoring the horns.
I choose to believe Beef is from the Fable universe, wherein if you do good deeds, you get a halo, and if you don't, that's what happens.
I don't believe that Beef Not Afraid has murdered enough people for horns.
Beef has certainly kicked enough people for it.
Yeah, that's not murder. I do not subscribe to Fable morality.
Isn't murder like actually one of the less like immoral things you can do in Fable?
In Fable, there's a door. In order to open it, you have to do a bunch of evil deeds in front of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it considers approximate evil to be luring like 3 people in front of it and murdering them, and eating 12 baby chicks.
Eating 12 baby chicks. The eating baby chicks is just amazing because just you can do that. That is an interaction that is available to you.
I think if one were ever just sees the idea that their life was way too easy and safe, like all you have to do is publicly advocate for like the mass euthanasia of stray animals. And you will be like John Wick after they do the big like the big death contract out on him. Like people will just be walking up to you in the streets and trying to stab you to death.
Can I just say, at a local level, and this happened when I was like a child, to be clear, if anybody's trying to update the Goggle Bob wiki on where I actually am. But when I was like 12 or so, we had, not the town where I live, but the next town over, the mayor was like publicly hated. Like they were tired of him. Like they wanted him out. And then the woman who ran up against him ran on a platform of, I'm not exaggerating, her main thing was that everybody would have to register their pets. Like that was the biggest thing.
What the fuck?
And just as much as everyone hated the current mayor, the idea of having to pay money to register your pets was so odious. I think she lost in like the biggest loss that was possible. Like 3 people voted for her. And I still wonder if that was some kind of a setup.
That feels like the kind of person that could only get a nomination, even in its desperate situations, that via some sort of rat fucking.
Yeah, no, it kind of sounds like that might have been what happened, but I was like 12 at the time, so.
Also, because of the eating baby chicks thing, I'm remembering the fucking Onion article from like 2 months ago. Man regrets eating what he thought was a peep. Expressing revulsion after wolfing down the, quote, nasty-ass treat, local man Kurt Nelson told reporters Monday that he regretted eating what he thought was a peep. It seemed warm and gooey at first, but then I started to notice the gross crunchy bits, said Nelson, explaining that his stomach ached badly after eating over a dozen of the imposter peeps. Now I feel stupid for trying to stick 4 in my mouth at the same time, but to be honest, I'm just annoyed that I wasted calories on these. I guess it might be fun to put the rest in the microwave to watch them balloon up and explode. At press time, sources confirmed Nelson sampled a real peep and immediately went back to eating live chicks.
Oh, that's so good.
Just a simple and perfect one.
Oh my god. The way it keeps building, the way you think it's over and then
Why didn't you stop?
Oh my god, that's the greatest.
You're eating a dozen of them.
This thing just keeps escalating. It's like the good, the bad, and the ugly.
God, you know what I was reading? Because I pulled it out for a friend recently. But the 2017 Onion published Trump Leaks coffee table book is just amazing, and I hate that some stuff that happened in reality kind of got worse, but at least we got that book.
Yeah.
Breaking news: Mushroom Cloud. Hopefully, nothing major.
What were we talking about before we talked about the peeps? Shit, I forgot.
Sorry, that
Eating
obliterated
chicks
most
to
of
prove
it.
that you're evil.
Fable.
Oh yeah, Fable.
Stunted video game morality.
Stunted video game.
Yeah, murder isn't as bad as eating chicks.
That's right.
No, it's not that it's not as bad. It's that it's an equivalent action.
It is 1/4 as bad as murdering a human being in cold blood.
And don't worry, that can also be resolved by donating enough money to a church.
That actually is at least historically accurate.
Yeah, except that it's not the church that's forgiving you, it's God, or some omniscient morality.
Again, it's historically accurate.
Listen, we can't say for sure on that one.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is just terrible. This is wretched.
Don't worry, Fable's coming back, baby.
I'm excited for that. It's been years.
Remember Fable: The Journey?
No.
No.
We're not talking about
You
that.
love it, Goggles.
It destroyed the franchise.
It was dead already.
No, I mean, I genuinely enjoyed Fable 2, and Fable 3 at least, like, didn't make my teeth hurt. So, like, then we had, like, would you
Fable
like to buy a
Legends.
Kinect?
Wait, isn't like a what is it, like a reboot or a remake of Fable coming out?
That was what I was saying, like, that there's a new one coming. Do you remember Fable Legends?
No? Was that the Game
I
Boy
had no
game?
idea there was a
It
was
was-
that a fourth game or was that a side game released in between like some other
Like
games?
cell phone based,
For-
maybe?
For definitions of released, it was a announced like 4-player co-op thing that went into closed beta at one point and then was summarily canceled shortly after that closed beta.
A bad
Wait,
sign.
okay. We've got people actually playing the game. What's gonna happen now? We have decided that we must stop making this game immediately.
We have learned many things, and none of them are good.
Oh my god, Beef Not Afraid just manifested a hurricane kick.
Don't just fire off attacks. Think
Oh, is that Ken?
Yes. I
Oh,
like that he's
Ty.
wearing a crappy coat that says escape on the back of it, but like ESC.
Did he counter hurricane kick your hurricane kick?
Well, I mean, that's the only way to stop a hurricane kick, is to reverse a hurricane kick.
Reversal.
That's the spirit of the fist or something like that.
Is that what it is?
That's exactly what it is. It was in one of the books.
Can't say no to that.
I'll take your word.
And even if I did, it looks like you're just gonna keep coming by and trashing the place until I don't.
I don't know why, but during the Street Fighter V era, I got kind of annoyed that they released that World Fighter Encyclopedia during the first game that you knew was going to keep having DLC. Like, I would have
Listen, I just
believed it
kept
during
my-
the Street Fighter 2 era. 3
I just kept
definitely,
it to the-
4 even, maybe.
I just kept to the Shadowloo Research Institute to keep track of all the weirdos that could never actually be in a game.
Yes.
Like, that's why we know the names of the two fighters in the Street Fighter 2 opening.
Yeah, and they also, didn't they cover some, like, off EX characters in that, too?
So, whoever that they legally could. There's some
You
other
can't just
weirdos in
compare-
there.
You can't just compare you to Sean.
I mean, you're his protege, like Sean was.
Shuriken.
What's the frequency, Kenneth?
So what would pair well with my various Ken moves?
Ooh.
Well, okay. I'm musically enough, you don't
Hadoukens?
get a Hadouken out of Ken off the bat.
Yeah, you gotta earn that. Shinku Hadoken!
What?
Oh, you can give him gifts?
Yeah, that's how you can. That's one of your faster ways to level up.
I like
And
that
get
one
shit
of my
out of him.
options is a lukewarm beer.
I mean, he probably doesn't have a lot of beer to compare it to at the moment.
Yeah, he's at the point. Ken strikes me as the kind of guy who could absolutely use a beer right now.
Well, I'm not giving it to him.
Rude. A bunch of them have, like, gifts that give them tons of points because they pissed them off.
I mean, that's how I would expect things to work in a Street Fighter universe, so that makes it certain.
They see it as you challenging them, they appreciate it.
Enjoy more beer.
Imagine having, like, such specialized steroids that they just improve the power of your kicks. Not legs, kicks.
Only kicks.
Only kicks. Kicks are all you need.
I mean, what do you think Chun-Li has been taking all these years?
Chun-Li is a genetic freak, not a steroid user.
Yeah, but look at her in Alpha and look at her now. Like, you can't tell me something didn't happen there.
Like I said, genetic freak. I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. And I wish that the sheer incomprehensibility of Scott Steiner could have been something that anyone else could have aspired to.
I know. Just just sui generis. Just like God's own prototypes.
Like, just a capacity to be doing a promo where he's supposed to be, at the very least, trying to promote a pay-per-view that doesn't have a complicated name, but one that he is categorically incapable of pronouncing while doing a promo. Fall Brawl somehow is turning into Brawl Brawl.
And what's coming out of this man's brain? I don't know. There had to be a moment about 10 seconds into this thing where he realized there was no getting off of this train he was on. He was going to have to ride it all the way to the final stop.
That one that he's, like, promoting a pay-per-view, but he's, like, in a bathroom for some reason. And then there's the math one sucks all the air out of the room for being, like, Dadaist, but I'm still just a big fan of remember when Pearl Harbor bombed the Germans.
Did you just one-shot that poor dude?
He's dead.
He just jumped at him.
His poor constitution.
Big, meaty, oversized fist into his face, and he's like, I'm done.
He was like some sort of, like, fake whatever DoorDash guy, so, like, I just found the idea of somebody's order is going to be delayed funny. Sorry, man, I was bringing you your food, but I kind of got punched on the street by somebody who won a fighting tournament yesterday.
I was liquefied by a punch, so...
It's like you gotta just level up in this town. I mean, come on. We got Honda here, who theoretically has been setting the internet aflame.
Imagine being, like, a hugely popular sumo wrestler in the middle of New York.
Apparently it's because he's opening a business? He's opening his own restaurant?
Sure, why not? I would eat at, like, a restaurant run by E Honda.
I mean, I think I literally... Oh, I've been to the frickin' Hulkamania bar or whatever the hell.
That's way worse.
So much worse.
Chanko is also pretty good.
I have a friend who is, like, vaguely obsessed with, like, old school wrestling, so it kind of had to happen.
I don't feel like that's worth patronizing Hulk Hogan anything.
I 100% agree, but I wasn't going to say no.
How do you feel about Pastamania?
Alright, I would much rather have Skullomania in a game than Pastamania. Will accept either.
Fair enough, fair enough.
I mean, you have to take what you can get.
You're supposed to take a picture of something? I'm sorry, I was too busy talking about Hulk Hogan. What was I supposed to take a picture of?
Supposed to think about Hulk Hogan.
Take a photo of Honda. Okay.
Supposed to find Hulk Hogan. Take that fucker's picture.
Gotta take a picture.
Justify my
of
Hogan.
Honda. Okay. Yeah. We got that dump truck ass.
It still fucks me up every time I'm reminded that that Ehud has a name and it's Edmund.
Why? I mean, I think that was in the Super Nintendo instruction manual because I feel like I have never not known this.
He's always just being Ehud to me, and every time I'm just like, his name's Edmund? Seriously?
Yeah, his name's Edmund.
And he believes very powerfully the Japanese guys have got to stick together.
Oh man,
I said it.
Edmund here has definitely got a chip on his shoulder from Ryu right now.
Said it many times before, and I will say it many times over again. One of my favorite things they ever did with E Honda was have Dan comment. One of his storylines was that he wanted to prove the legitimacy of sumo as a fighting style. And it was fucking Dan, of all people, pointing out, what you're doing isn't sumo.
Oh no! Freaking... Somehow Beef Not Afraid is now in an actual sumo outfit.
Oh, that's cursed.
Oh, that's deeply upsetting.
Beef, you were never meant for this.
Beef, no.
Your physique is meant to be hidden by large, billowy clothing.
I'm definitely afraid.
Beef, there's something seriously wrong with your body. I don't know if you need to go to a doctor or what.
Yes, but also it's probably too late.
Oh, Beef should have just broken every bone that has ever existed.
That all you got?
My God, her spindly little legs. Why would you do that? Why would you do that to her?
You were
force her to
arguing
live this
for
way?
it at the time.
Beef Not Afraid has learned how to be a sumo wrestler.
Oh, that is an unsettling smile.
Yeah, somehow Edmund's face in this is a little bit like Uncanny Valley as far as I'm concerned. I obtained the title 90% of my body is cutscenes. What? Well, I'm gonna keep that title. Okay, so do I... theoretically, Ryu's supposed to be somewhere around here? I guess because I just found Ken.
I obtained a title. Peter Porker, the inedible spider ham.
See, that's someone I care about.
There's a man I trust. You know what? I respect him too.
It's a man who will give you good advice when you're down.
He will. He'll tell you what you need to hear, not just what you want to hear.
Yeah, what was the Meowis Morales or whatever that apparently also exists?
Never actually looked. I should check that.
I know they have Hiss Marvel, who is a snake.
Of course.
And also still alive.
Meow.
Spoilers.
Meowth Morales.
What's poppin'?
I'm a believer.
It's
Fuck, it's 11 p.m.
The Adventures of Beef Not Afraid.
You love Beef Not Afraid.
Oh, it is Gogglebot blog. What are we?
Go
What are we?
before
Street
beef,
Fighter 6.
always.
Cool dice.
Yes,
Alright, I need to sleep.
Face sumo wrestling.
Yeah.
Have a great night, man.
Have a good one.
Okay, let's see.
And your Twitch is not liking Beef Not Afraid.
It's not prepared for it. Miles Morhanis.
There it is.
That's no. No.
Did I mention I had gotten like terminated last week?
Oh,
What?
that's
Oh,
No, that's alright, man.
Yeah, no, what happened is I had gotten a new job on like starting May 1st, and I guess after 6 weeks of the probationary period, and then they were like I literally have the quote-unquote corrective action form they gave me, and they're like, additionally, this job must work with dynamic team environment. It's been observed that not only is he unable to work in a team setting, he's also unable to lead and mentor a team of entry to mid-level software engineers. And it's like, they literally put me in a separate room on day one, never gave me the opportunity to lead. Every time I asked people if they need my help, they said no. I couldn't, so there's no one really to mentor. And they put me in that separate room because they ran out of room in the main one, and it's like, do they want me to upstage my superiors and act like I'm in charge? I have no fucking idea what was going on most of the time over there. Stupid.
Sounds rough. That's awful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So right now I'm in the position of just applying to whatever software engineering jobs are in the area, and that, you know, don't involve making things that kill people.
That's important.
Difficult where we live, isn't it?
Yeah, and also a lot of these companies request C++, but the thing is that I was using Unity and C# professionally for the past 4 years. I didn't use C++ at all in college. I know the language, but I don't really see a need for, like, I don't mean to turn this into a stream about my problems, by the way. You can all tell me to stop if it's too much. But, what I was gonna say is, Unity does what I need it to do for my ideas. So that's what I've been using, and it's like... Tomorrow I'm gonna start... Oh yeah, and one of the superiors from, that job that I was at is on Discord right now, because they're in a server I'm also in, and I'm using all my combined strength to just not message them and ask why.
You're not going to get an answer that would make.
You're not going to get an answer. There's no good answer there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh shit! It's Ryu.
Yes. Let your fists do the talking. Oh, so I had to get beef new footwear.
Obviously.
Also, it'd be kind of cool if Ryu, like, notices that you're using Ken's techniques. Ryu, like, hits me once and I'm, like, wrecked, but maybe I can overpower that.
Did I bring up the, I'm trying to remember, was I in the call last Tuesday? I don't remember.
I do not remember
so.
either.
Okay, because I feel like I was watching someone play Street Fighter 6. Did I bring up the idea of, like, Soul Calibur? If they make another one, it should have a World Tour mode kind of like this?
Yeah, I think he did.
Oh yeah, no, that does
Okay,
sound familiar.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of previous streams, I have started the FGC up again with Gungrave.
Fuck yeah.
Which includes the stream we were doing back in, like, December, January. Find it on gogglebob.com. They will then post other streams in like 5 weeks.
Do you know if where you work has, like, software engineering jobs, or...
Who, me?
I said Pete.
Me. Probably, but like...
Okay, okay, I'll avoid that.
I mean, no, it's viable.
Alright, I'll talk about it later, I guess.
Yeah.
Just trying to see what's available at this time in general, yeah.
Ryu's really strong, but not very offensive, so I'm doing alright here. You would expect him to punch back more often, but...
He's evaluating you.
So, Oro is like, canonically dead now?
No.
No, he just... Ryu is done with it.
Ryu finished the first leg of his training at the very least, so...
Yeah, he did. This isn't a situation where you get his clothing because he died. He just gave him his clothing.
Okay, imagine if it's like that one, like, gag where it's like a bunch of identical, sashes. It's like, this is for Monday through Sunday.
Okay, so I just got compared to Sakura, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Sakura's very talented, so.
Well, I mean, that's kind of the
mostly
thing. Like, I feel like this is an insult to Sakura. I hate to say it, but I have more of an attachment to that character than Beef Not Afraid.
You just haven't had enough time.
Beef only started existing 3 weeks ago. Sakura has been like
And
around.
she's already made her way into my heart.
Yeah, we all love Beef.
I like the idea of Ryu's training Beef, like thinking to himself, like, okay, what happened here? I've trained with a yellow-skinned turtle hermit, but this is different.
Yellow-skinned turtle hermit that routinely refused to wear underwear for some reason.
It's a plot point.
Upsetting.
There's some very strange sprites in Street Fighter 3 that make it clear that, like, oh yeah, that's his balls.
I don't think these are strange.
Oh yeah,
sprites.
I remember that one. You can just see. Yep, that's 100% his balls. That is
lightly cursed.
Wait, am I still training with
A
Ryu, or
little bit.
did he just decide to take a nap?
I mean, he could probably use that.
He does seem to have found the prettiest place in Japan here for training. I like that. I find it very annoying that they give you Ryu and Ken like almost simultaneously. Like you can space that out.
Why would you? They are literally brothers. They know each other quite well.
I know.
This is the first I've heard of their family tree.
Not like biologically.
They are fist brothers.
That sounds worse.
That sounds so much fucking worse.
Alright, so let's see if this is quality intel. Alright, so we have just in rapid succession trained under Ken, Edmund Honda, and Ryu. And there's still stuff going, but I think this is a good breaking point for the evening since we're in Japan and just jogging along. So I think we're going to call it for the night, unless anybody really desperately needs to see some more streaming.
No, I'm good.
Nah,
I'm
should be good.
a bit tired as well. I'll be going to bed myself.
Alright.
Even though I passed out from like 6 o'clock to 8:30.
The rare double nap.
I don't think the second one counts as a nap. I think that's just going to bed.
You might be surprised.
Sometimes. All right, have a great night, all.
All right.
Peace.
Have a good night, everybody.
Later.